Hello friends, welcome back to another week. It is Monday afternoon here in Melbourne, and I just wanted to start by apologising for the rather abrupt way that I ended last week's vlog, but also to thank you so much for your kindness and compassion in the comments of last week's video. Last week, there's no way around it. It was just a really hard week full of lots of big emotions and difficult news, but it's a new week and I am determined that this is going to be a good one. Now it is Monday afternoon and I've actually already had a pretty big day. Again, a pretty emotional one, but also a really beautiful one. So I feel like I've set the tone off for the week really well. So basically my friend is still in hospital. She's still dying, but she is in a much more comfortable place now, which is good. And I actually got the opportunity to go and visit her today, which was obviously a massive blessing. She and her partner, who are both just really dear friends of mine, were just both in like much better spirits this week as well. And although I'm sure all of us still have lots of emotions of sadness, grief, anger, frustration, hopelessness, at the end of the day, we know that we have a small window of time left with this beautiful human being on planet Earth. And so I suppose after the shock of last week, now it seems like we've moved into a space of somewhat acceptance, but also of just trying to enjoy what time she has left. Really genuinely finding joy and love in every moment is the priority right now. As well as, of course, trying to keep her as comfortable as possible and allow her as much control as possible over what's happening. But yeah, I suppose what I'm saying is that that visit just really did me a whole lot of good. I think she enjoyed it too, but also just seeing her lovely face and just getting to spend some time with my friend was exactly what I needed today. I also had an appointment with my hand surgeon, which was just kind of like an update on how my recovery's going, which is slow and steady, but in the right direction, as we kind of already knew. So it has already been a pretty big day, so I don't think I'm going to be doing too much more this afternoon, but I'm really looking forward to this week now. It looks like we are forecast for some absolutely incredible weather, at least for a couple of days, which for this time of year in Melbourne is something really quite special, and you can guarantee I'm going to be making the most of that. Later this week, I'm also taking Ollie and my parents' poodle Heidi to the groomers to get their haircut. They're both just giant fluff balls at this point, so it's definitely time. And I'm so looking forward to it because, I mean, if you think Ollie is cute now, just you wait till you see her with a fresh teddy bear haircut. It's next level cuteness. I can't wait. There's a few other things that I have to do this week that I'm not really looking forward to, some that I am. But either way, this week I am aiming to have a gentle, joyful week. Basically, I'm looking to bring in some positivity, but very staunchly avoid toxic positivity. I'm not about that. And I'm not even really in a space where I'm ready for like radical positivity. Honestly, I think the words that I'm looking for are more along the lines of like peace and acceptance, with some joy sprinkled in there as well. I'm gonna go have my cup of tea and chill out for the rest of the evening, but I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning for what is going to be a wonderful week. Yes. Come on, let's go.
When I look at you like that, you lose it completely. Losing track of space and time. I don't wanna go home looking for a reason to stay here all night. I wonder, do you feel it too? Magic between me and you, the way that you make me feel. You wonder if I feel the same. The blood's rushing through your veins, and then when I say your name, bet I'm everything you see. Bet I'm everything you need. We're high on this feeling, don't wanna come down. Just go on and tell me, get into my eyes. I'm everything you need. I'm everything you need. You usually don't share any secrets. Suddenly you're an open book.
Friends, it is so late. Blair's in the shower. I'm gonna jump in right after him. We had a really lovely day today. Oh yes, you're very talkative tonight. I'm so glad we got to go out and enjoy the lovely weather. I feel like Melbourne has been giving us some like great late autumn weather lately. Having said that, it was a lot warmer than even I was expecting. I think it got up to only like 25 degrees, which is not like that warm, But in Melbourne, when the sun is out, it is strong. We have a really high UV index rating down here. It's even higher than it was when I lived up in Townsville in Queensland. So when that sun hits you with full force, it like hits you and you can feel it burning you. And I don't know, I was not prepared with a hat. And so midway through the walk, we could see that Ollie was getting a bit tired. So we ended up carrying her, you know, a third of the way home, but that's okay. She still had a great time. We had a lovely day. And I just, I don't know, the weather, there's something about a beautiful day like we had today that just, it makes it hard to be sad, doesn't it? This afternoon I had a big old nap, which was great. I feel like I've spoken about a few times in these vlogs that I haven't been sleeping super well. And so I think, you know, my body was just ready for a good old-fashioned afternoon nap. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, you had a nap with me, didn't you? Then Blair made us a lovely salad dinner and we watched the finale of season 3 of Bake Off together. So although I didn't vlog a huge amount today, you definitely saw the highlight reel. It was beautiful today and just the perfect day for a lovely stroll along the river. And I'm excited that I got a little bit more wear out of these orange pants that I thought were going to be exclusively summer pants. They're getting plenty of action this autumn too, so that suits me. Anyway, like I said, it is late. I was going to say it's approaching midnight. It's after midnight. So I'm going to go have a shower and head to bed and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, let's go. Hello friends, welcome back for another day. I've got my cup of tea. I'm ready to start and it is another glorious day here in Melbourne. Lucky us. This autumn is just the autumn that keeps on giving. I love it. I'm up, I'm ready, I'm dressed, I'm having my cup of tea. I'm wearing my new pink pants with love heart matchsticks and a love heart embroidered shirt to go along with it. I look like I could be dressed for Valentine's Day and it's April, so cheers to that. I have a couple of things that I want to do today. One is a joyful, wonderful thing that I've been looking forward to. The other is something that I have been dreading all weekend. So obviously we're going to knock off the dreaded thing first and then go do the wonderful thing later. The thing that I have been dreading is making a phone call. A simple phone call to arrange starting my hydrotherapy. But the thing is, I don't really know what it all entails and honestly, I'm not great with phone calls at the best of times. But as we know, my hydrotherapy journey has been set back by delays and procrastinations by other people, which have been very frustrating. I don't want to set my own journey back because I'm scared to make a phone call, you know? So that is the first thing I'm going to do this morning after I finish my cup of tea, or maybe even before. Get it over and done with, rip the band-aid off. And then, as a treat to myself, but also just as a fun, nice thing to do this afternoon, I thought we could go to Savers. Because I made a donation a little while ago, I have a 20% off voucher, but it expires at the end of April. Obviously, I'm not going to buy something just for the sake of using the voucher, but, you know, I thought it was worthwhile going and having a little sticky beak and seeing what we can find. And if I end up loving something, I get it for 20% off. Win-win. Anyway, that is enough procrastination. Let's go make this phone call and get it over and done with. And then we can enjoy the rest of the day. Hi Tiffany, my name's Kate Bellew. I have a referral from my doctor and hand therapist to start hydrotherapy, and I was just wondering what the process is and if I could maybe make an appointment. Awesome. Great. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kate. We'll see you next week.
Have a good one. Oh, I don't know why I'm getting so emotional. Oh, God. It's done. It's done, Katie. It's done. I think I need another cup of tea, and then we can go to Savers.
I dance like no one's gonna see, and I love like nobody can hurt me. You might think I'm a little strange, but I'm not gonna change. Oh no, sometimes I'm talking way too much, and sometimes I don't know how to turn
haul here. We had a pretty good day in the end, didn't we? I feel so relieved that my appointment for my hydrotherapy is booked. It's made for next week is when I start. So I'm just so glad we ticked that off bright and early this morning so that I could enjoy the rest of the day. After I got home from Savers, and I will show you my haul, I did get a call from my case manager. She is lovely, but I mean, she has more forms and stuff for me that I need to fill out and more things I need to do. So that I will have to do tonight. But first, I thought we could talk about what I picked up at Savers today. So I did try on quite a lot. I wasn't able to try on everything that I picked out because my hand was really starting to hurt. So I just kind of like had to give up halfway through. But 3 of the shirts that you saw me try on, I decided to get. It was just the very last one that kind of didn't fit very well around the arms. I loved the color, but obviously if it doesn't fit you, it doesn't fit you. The first one you saw me try on that I picked up was this just black and white wool knit. Yes, I know, another horizontal stripe, but like I just loved how it fit me, and I really liked it. What can I say? And it's made in Australia with 100% wool, so I just know that this is the kind of thing that'll keep me nice and toasty. Will be great for layering in winter in Melbourne. Then blue was definitely the color I was picking out the most. This first one, which was the kind of like small V-neck, I really like this kind of mid-tone blue. And actually I found this in the men's section. It's not a brand I recognize, NNT, and it was only labeled as $6. But it's 100% cotton, and I just liked the fit and I really liked the color, and honestly it doesn't look like it's been worn. Then this next one I honestly wasn't 100% sure whether I was going to get, and in the end I did, but I just feel like I have a couple of skirts in particular that this tone of blue would look really nice with. This one was actually a Tommy Hilfiger. I don't think I've ever owned anything by Tommy Hilfiger. I just thought the blue was really pretty. So those are the clothes that I bought and I need to wash tomorrow. Then I also picked up 3 books. I got 1 middle grade book and 2 adult books. The first is Rivers of London by Ben Aronovich. This I think is like an urban fantasy series that I've heard really good things about. Not that I've heard that many people talk about it. I always see these covers and they look so cool. And then the few people that I have just heard it like mentioned in passing have said that they like it. I often hear the narration in particular for this book spoken of very highly. Apparently it's magical, mysterious, and mesmerizing. Rivers of London will have you spellbound. Then a book that I have been very interested in trying because Meg and Mara, the 2 people on BookTube who convince me to buy books more than anybody else these days. The Rook by Daniel O'Malley is a book that they both read and really liked. Apparently it's a near perfect supernatural thriller, so definitely a little bit out of my personal wheelhouse of what I'm used to reading, but I mean the way that Meg and Mara both spoke about this book, you know, it's kind of been hanging around on my wish list as something I want to try, so to pick it up for a bargain at Savers, like, I'm thrilled. And then a book that I have definitely been wanting to read for quite a while. The cover's a little bit banged up, but the rest of the book is in really good condition. It's The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. I often hear people describe this as one of their favorite middle grade books. It's one of those middle grades that children love but adults adore. So again, it's been on my list for a little while, but it's always nice to pick it up for $2.50 at Savers. Well, even less with 20% off. Anyway, I feel like today we ticked off a couple of things that I just really needed to get done, which made me feel that little bit lighter. And then I got to have a good time at Savers and find a few fun bargains. Tomorrow we are taking the dogs to get a haircut. It's grooming time. You've probably noticed that Ollie is getting very fluffy. We have had to trim around her eyes a couple of times just so that she can keep seeing. But yeah, she's basically just a big fluff ball at this point. She goes to the same groomer that Mum takes Heidi, her standard poodle, to. So I'm going to pick up Heidi tomorrow and we're going to go together. So wandering around West Footscray with 2 poodles on like opposite sides of the size spectrum is what you have to look forward to tomorrow. I'll see you then.
Shitty car, but we hit the road. Doesn't matter where we go and destination unknown. I don't care where the motor stops, cause when I want it, then I want it. Yeah, I want it, oh I want it, let's go. Look around, where's the people at? I want a taste of the good life. Hit me with it right now, I'm in it. Cause when I want it, then I want it. Yeah, I want it, oh I want it, let's go. And I won't look back, yeah. I don't care about the bad shit back home. It's Cincinnati, baby, I just wanna let it go. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Oh, yeah. Maybe I don't have to know your real name. I'm just addicted
think she can't get any cuter, and then we give her a haircut. You are talking, huh? You saying hi to everybody? You're talking more than I am, and it's my video. Let's be honest, you're the real star, aren't you? So I actually have a confession to make, and that is that the footage you just saw was actually from 2 months ago. I'm sure anyone living in Melbourne was being like, that is not what the weather was like on Thursday. And also, obviously my hair is quite a lot shorter, but I feel like otherwise I could have gotten away with it. No, basically it was just a bit wet and very windy, and I forgot my camera, and we had some other things to deal with today. And then I remembered that 2 months ago I was going to start a vlog when Mum and I took Heidi and Ollie to get their haircut last time. It was at the end of February, so I was beginning to really... Do you have something to share? Is that a good scratch? Can you hear her? We need some Ollie ASMR. I don't even know what I was saying. Anyway, yes, the footage you saw was from 2 months ago when Mum and I took Ollie and Heidi to get a haircut at the same place as Blair and I took them today. So more or less the same experience, you just got lovely late summer weather rather than a slightly miserable, rainy, very windy autumn day. Do you want to hop down? Is that what you want? How about you sit over there? Good girl. No, you do want to be on my lap. I'm so sorry. Anyway, since I spoke to you last, I've actually also finished 2 books. They're just 2 middle grade graphic novels, but I'm chuffed about it. The first is one I can't talk about too much because it's for the Children's Prize, and it is Friendly Bee and Friends by Sean E. Avery. Sean is actually the author of one of my favourite picture books that was released last year called Frank and His Red Hat. I absolutely love it. I think it's hilarious. So I was definitely looking forward to this one, and it's a lovely, expressive graphic novel, so it was nice and easy for me to get through. And then the one that I can tell you a little bit more about in terms of my personal feelings is Aquacorn Cove by Kay O'Neill. This was just delightful. This is by the author of the Tea Dragon Society, my latest obsession, and I'm on a mission to read everything the author has ever written, and I just loved this. I think this would be my second favourite to the Tea Dragon Society itself. Similarly to the Tea Dragon Society, it just gently balances an exploration of some harder subjects like grief with absolutely adorable creatures, so much generosity and love with the characters surrounding our main character, as well as a pretty strong environmentalist message too, specifically around reefs and our treatment of oceans. I read the entire thing with tears in my eyes, sometimes because it was moving and touching and emotional, other times because it was just heckin' adorable. So yes, next to the Tea Dragon Society trilogy, this sits very proudly as my second favourite by Kay O'Neill so far. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me this week on my mission to find joy in as many moments as I could. And yeah, even though we still have some shadows looming, I feel, I suppose, a lot more at peace with things, at least for now. I'm nervous but optimistic about starting hydrotherapy next week. Obviously, I'm still experiencing many emotions about my friend, but I'm not ready to grieve her yet, you know? She's still here. And she's still finding many moments of joy and love and happiness. So I'm trying to do the same. A lot of you have been sharing with me in the comments how you've had your own struggles with disability or illness or injury or even grief, losing loved ones. And I suppose I just am sending out lots of love and compassion to you as well. Thank you as always for being here, sharing in my journey and sharing yours as well in the comments. It just means a lot to me to know that we have this space together. I don't quite have the words for it, so I'll just say thank you. Thanks as always to my wonderfully supportive patrons, especially Livia, Lynette Brown and Marie. But anyway, a very good night from me and Ollie. We're going to go have a cup of tea and watch a little bit of Bake Off, and I will see you again next week. Until then, so much love. Bye. You want to say goodbye to the people? You want to say goodbye? Can you wave? I know you can, but you like to be sitting on the floor to do that, don't you? You're still very cute. Waving or not, you're still very cute. Come on, let's go. Yeah.